These are the 7 steps to fixing your life. I've been at points in my life where you kind of sit back and you're like, dude, what are you doing? Where are you in your life? Maybe you're confused of where you're going. Maybe you're confused of how you got to where you are, and you want something to change. Here are 7 ways you can do it. Number 1, thank Jesus. You have to begin with gratitude, because where you are ultimately, in my opinion, is the result of your own decisions, but also of God's influence in your life. So thank Him for what He's given you. Thank Him for where you are. Thank Him of the blessing, of the opportunity to even begin a new day. If you have nothing else to be thankful for, the least you can be thankful for is the breath you have in your lungs. You're even able to click on this video right now, and that's a blessing. Number 2 is take ownership. Like I said, I think that the culmination of your life, right, where you are right now, where you're watching this video, the stage of life you're in, the season you're in, is the result of your decisions. We can go on with this fairy tale of blaming other people, and bad things do happen. Stuff has happened to me that was outside of my control, and I couldn't control what happened to me. The way that person hurt me and impacted my life, I can't control that. But what you can control is how you respond to that. The one way that evil wins in your life is if you just let the negative impact that people have had in your life win. You just sit there and cry and just drown in your sorrow. That's how evil wins in your life. But whenever bad happens, you have to get back up and, take ownership, I think is where that begins, to say, I understand the impact that happened to me whenever somebody did that to me. But I actually get the decision, I get the blessing of saying, even though that happened, I get to get up, do better, be better, learn from it, and praise Jesus anyway through all of it. Number 3, get disciplined. I think that your discipline in all areas of life is all connected to each other. If you're trying to wake up every day and read your Bible, but you can't wake up and go to the gym, there's a problem there. If you can only wake up and go to the gym, but you can't read your Bible, there's a problem there. But the truth is that discipline is connected. I think for me in my life, I have trouble sitting still. I have trouble sitting on my computer and doing work. But guess what? Whenever I'm disciplined in my other areas of life, whenever I'm disciplined in the gym, whenever I'm disciplined with my reading, then all of a sudden I become disciplined in my work. I think there's a lot of overlap, and I think that there's a beautiful thing is recognizing the fact that discipline all correlates to each other. I don't want to go through life acting like I'm going to be this super disciplined person with reading my books and reading my Bible and praying to God, but I can just somehow not be disciplined in other areas. No, you want to win in life. You need to freaking thank God for where you are. You need to take ownership on it. You'd be like, you know what? I'm actually going to get disciplined. I'm going to take ownership and I'm going to do better. I'm going to be better. I'm going to lock in, and that's exactly what you need to do. Number 4, you need to cast vision. For me, I feel like it's so easy in life to go through the motions. You're going to graduate high school, you're going to go to college, you're going to get a girlfriend, you're going to do the thing, you're going to just play right into the system. Not that there's a system trying to, defeat you, but there is a natural flow of things. And if you don't actually think, man, what do I want in life? Man, what do I feel that God is calling me into? If you don't cast vision for where you're going, don't ever be surprised whenever you end up where you don't want to be, right? Like, again, I'm going to say that one more time. If you don't cast vision for where you're going, don't be surprised when you end up where you don't want to be. You need to know where you're going. You need to know at what pace you're going to get there. You need to know what steps you have to take to get there, right? I know where I want to be in 10 years, and what I'm going to do right now in my life is going to reflect how I'm going to get to that point. Number 5, you need to take risks. Right now, chill with me here. I'm not saying go and blow your life up. What I'm saying is you can't be like a little shrimp to where you never ever take a risk in life. There are things that you need to do in life to get to where you want to be that are going to be hard. They're going to be risky. They might be a little bit dangerous. Dangerous, not in the sense literally dangerous, but in the sense you're going to have to put something on the line to get there. Right now, me making this video and filming this might be a little risky because, man, maybe I could be, embarrassed that I'm sitting here in my dorm room talking to a camera that maybe my friends are going to find this video. I don't give a crap, right? Why? Because I'm taking the risk and putting this out to the world, and maybe it's a little bit risky, but I know where I want to go in 10 years, and what am I going to do to get there? I'm going to take risks that matter to me, right? That's number 5. Number 6, eliminate dross. dross is a word found in the Bible that basically means the trash, the rubbish, right? Eliminate the trash from your life. Like, you are a man or a woman of God called to a high order, right? What do you need to do to get to where you want to be, to fix the problems in your life? You need to eliminate the things that are holding you back, right? I'm not saying it always has to be a person. Maybe it's something, maybe it's a habit. Maybe there's something you've kind of let creep into your life. You need to kick out the window. You need to do that. Because if you don't do that, the longer you kind of let sin or something gross kind of linger on in your heart, linger on in your life, linger on in your habits, the closer it's going to get to you, and ultimately it will hold you back from your calling, right? You need to eliminate the things that hold you back in order to truly be propelled into where you want to go, where you want to be, and what God has called you into. And maybe that's a sin, right? You know, for a lot of people, that's sexual sin. If you're a young man watching this video, eliminate porn out of your life as soon as you can. It's a waste of time. It's a waste. It's holding you back from experiencing the fullness that God has for you. And that's different for every single person. Maybe it's gossip. Maybe it's a girlfriend or a boyfriend. Maybe it's somebody, maybe your best friend is kind of limiting you in what you can be. Eliminate the dross. And step number 7 is win. You know, the culmination of all these things of thanking Jesus, you know, starting with gratitude, with taking ownership of your problems and saying, hey, maybe I need to change a little bit of my life to get to where I want to be. Number 3, get disciplined, right? Say, hey, I'm going to take ownership, but actually I'm going to change through that. I'm going to lock in systems. I'm going to be better. I'm going to do better every single day. The culmination of small decisions over and over again, that's discipline. Number 4, cast vision. You know, I'm going to look where I'm going to want to be. I'm going to write it down. I'm going to put it on my wall. On my wall right up here, I have a goal. I have how much money I have invested in the stock market. And underneath it, I have a goal of where I want to be 1 year from now, right? How am I going to get there? How am I going to get to what I want to be if I never know where that is in the first place, right? And then number 5, taking risks. Number 6, eliminating things holding me back. The culmination of all of those 6 things, the number 7 thing is win. You have to apply these things and you win, right? You can't just hear truth, but you have to apply it. The culmination of all those things is success. And ultimately, success is walking in what God has called you into, right? Success isn't a dollar amount in my bank account. Success isn't some follower amount. Success is only walking into what God has for me, right? But how am I going to get there? God has something for me, and if I let the things of the world get so close to my heart, maybe I just miss out on it, right? So I don't think there's a process into acquiring what God has for you, but I do think that He wants you to be disciplined, and I think that He wants you to take ownership of your life in order to get there. That's all I got. 7 steps to fix your life. Hope you all have a good day.